Hello everyone, no respawns, hope you're doing well. So I've got a good news for you, hopefully, potentially, or technically 85% good news. So basically the mod that I've been working on, the Player Sanctuary Home, is 85% finished, and it's probably going to take me another week to finish. So what I've gone and done is I've just made the mod live on basically PS4, PC, and Xbox One. So in the description there are links to the mod. You could just go and if you click and you favourite it, and then it should come up in your Bethesda when you log onto your console, and then you can just download it. Just as a side, it is 85% done. The reason being, it's just so much of a bigger project than I was expecting. The problem with these houses is they are quite large. Like, it's not as if I'm, for example, like doing one trailer or one kind of room. It really is quite a lot of rooms, and it's taken me a long time to do. Plus, also, I'm terrible with deadlines, so the second I was like, oh god, David, you've got a few days to finish it, I'm like, I'm gonna do everything but do it. I'm really pleased with how it's gone so far. So what I'm gonna do in this video is just basically go through, show you what I've done, what I'm intending to do, and kind of highlight a few bits and pieces. But overall, it works really, really well. Any errors that you guys know, please notice. Ignore that flashing texture. That is just my computer being a twat. That is just on my end. Anything that you notice which isn't working or is a bit buggy, let me know and I will have a look. Just for the record, I am pretty bad with replying actually on the Bethesda mods comment page. I will read them, but it's probably better if you have an important question, maybe grab me on Twitter, or maybe I'll get used to actually using it. Anyway, so let's just do the outside and see it's changed. So I haven't actually changed this part yet. This is one of those kind of to-do in terms of decorating it, but now all of this food is functional, and that means that you can actually assign settlers to here, and it will produce food for the settlement, which is good. They're all linked to the workbench over there. I've nearly finished the workshop. This took ages, but I'm quite pleased with it so far. So there's quite a lot of detail. I still have to decorate that armor workbench. I might eventually actually replace the two workbenches with custom ones, but I'm not too sure. As a side, I won't be removing any of the containers. I realised that with the containers, I can't remove any of them if I've now made it live, because that way if some of you put some stuff in. So basically, for example, actually, that means I probably won't customize this one then, because there's a locker underneath it. So feel free to use any of the containers. I will not be removing, deleting, or just generally screwing with them at all. So they are free to use, all safe, and nothing will respawn. I do like this one actually anyway, so it's fine. I don't ever really like the armor workbench. I think it looks really ugly, so maybe I'll change that one over. I quite like this one. A few more bits and pieces. I had quite fun with the lighting in here. But the shelves took absolutely ages. Like, you don't think it takes a long time, but you have to think what you're putting in there, and it's such a huge amount of work to do, and it doesn't help when you maybe don't like deadlines and procrastinate a wee bit, basically. On the plus side, I enjoyed Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is what I used to procrastinate, but to be utterly frank, I'm a bit bored of it now, or I think I just played it way too much. So I've also got a garden outside. This is like right at the start of the game, so I haven't even gone to Concord yet. I haven't tested it yet on whether if you're starting a new game and Codsworth's AI, because he obviously runs off to kill the bugs, so I don't know if he'll get stuck. You might want to check that. I don't think he should. Pathing should be fine, but let me know if any of you decide to start a new game. Just let me know. The doghouse, that works. You can't actually assign dog meat to it yet, but I think that's just because I haven't gone to Concord, and therefore he isn't dog meat. I think that's it. I don't know. Let's quickly just go around the outside. So I haven't actually done anything more to the outside of the house. There are a couple of little bits. I want to do a grave for your partner, and also potentially a wee little few other pieces around. I've just got my little can chimes and things like that, which look rather nice. I took the windmills off completely. I will put a visual power supply somewhere, but again, I wasn't really happy with what I'd done. So going inside, the inside is more or less unchanged from the current mod that's been live on PS4, because I was just spent most of the time on the outside. Oh yeah, actually, just to add, I'm going to be adding a lot more detail. You know, so for example, I've started boarding up, and I want to add a bit more clutter to the actual structure of the house a bit more, so it should be a little bit more lively. So most of the stuff will be kind of more just purely aesthetic, but there will be a few functional elements. So this water works. You can't see it very well though. So basically, that does heal you, but it's still got the problem where you can fill it full of water, but it makes dirty water bottles, not purified water, and I have to figure out actually how to do that. So that is a work in progress. So basically, you can drink there and it doesn't irradiate you, but you can't use it to fill bottles. There will be a lot more pots and pans and stuff hung up. Same with here, more detail, probably a bit more detail. I'm potentially going to make this a functioning tunnel as well. I don't know if I can, but I might. Otherwise, I might actually just remove it and then have an old terminal and something else. I don't know, but I just liked the way it looked. That TV doesn't work because it's actually technically a static object. There will be more decoration. I started decorating the table, as you can see, by putting the bottle caps on, and I was like, you know what, this is going to take ages, and you need to make this mod live. These shelves are all done. Not going to do any more on them. Containers all work. They're all safe. I quite like that shelf, actually. That's one of my favourite shelves. This one's pretty cool as well. Basically, the shelves in here are pretty grand. The corridor hasn't had anything done to it at all, as you can see, bar literally that picture. So there will be details and a lot more going on in this corridor, as with the bathroom as well. In the ideal world, I want this mirror to be functional, so you can actually use it to change your appearance. That hopefully shouldn't be too hard for me to do, but we will see. And this will be another storage room as well, but again, you see I haven't touched it. Sean's room is a huge work in progress. Again, containers will stay the same. So, for example, that box will stay there, and that med kit will stay there, but bits and pieces might change. That suitcase will be fine as well. Basically, any container, I'm just going to leave where it is, because, again, I don't want you to lose stuff. But it looks quite nice in here. It's still a work in progress. The most complete room is the bedroom. So it's still got a few more bits and pieces inside this closet here. And maybe a few more posters and decorations on the walls. But overall, I really, really like the way the bedroom works. That sound tile, by the way, is quite cool. And that is just a little bit homage to my room because I have sound tiles above my bed. I don't know why. I'm physically looking at them right now. I just thought it was a nice, quirky thing. This terminal will be usable soon. Just, I wanted to get the mod live. And that will be up soon, and there'll be generally a lot more decorations. So it's kind of 85% done. Most of the stuff it's just kind of like, it's quite a mental chore, I guess, to think about decorating everything. Like, if it was just one room, if you think about, imagine this, if this is just one room, I'd be fine, but I've had to decorate loads of different rooms, and it really just does kind of like wear against your psyche a little bit. But overall, I'm quite pleased with the way it's like. It's not finished. Radios do work, so that's fine. There we go, they work, and also grand. The only thing that doesn't work, as I said, is that. There will be bits and pieces. Any suggestions for kind of little elements you think would be quite nice, let me know. Obviously, I probably won't take in most of them, but I will genuinely listen. Just as a side, I am making this completely lore-friendly, and also I don't want to advantage the player too much in survival. So that means that there will be no machines that give you ice-cold Nuka-Colas. There will be nothing that basically will allow you to effectively cheat. The only thing is, technically having these crops here is a little bit of an advantage right at the start of the game, because you can basically get 10 adhesives straight away from picking them, whereas normally you'd have to run off and find, all of them. And technically the water, but as the water's quite easy because you can literally just scrap things and build a water pump. But I did notice when I played my survival that you can literally just run over here and pick the plants and go bum 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 bum, and that's 10 adhesives straight away, which at the start of the game is quite a bit of an advantage, but not very much. All of the items will be scrappable. If you have a scrapping mod, you can scrap them already. However, I haven't actually set them up. Final Render sent me a video on exactly how to do it, but basically what I need to do is just go through all of my... Because everything placed here is my own version of everything. I can basically just type NR item and just go through and just make them all scrappable. So eventually you will be able to scrap everything I've placed. For example, because obviously I've not used any DLC or Creation Club items whatsoever. So that way, those of you, for example, like I will want to eventually put, the frying thing for the donuts and stuff like that, or maybe some of Eleonora's cool little Creation Club items, you'll be able to do that and kind of get rid of the shit that I've made, but that won't be yet. And also what I'm going to do, just for the record, is all of the scrappable, all the stuff that I've placed that's scrappable will just give nothing back. I'm not going to make it so you can scrap everything and get loads of resources, because that would just be... it would just advantage the player a bit too much. But anyway, I hope you guys like it so far. I'm actually really chuffed with the workshop. It's like there's just a few bits that need to be done here, and then it's pretty much sorted. I'm really quite pleased with the way it looks. Love it, and the lighting is just so on point. Anywho, me being very pleased with this section and my bedroom. Yeah, I will have this finished by the end of the month, so probably not this week, but next week when the kind of the end of February. That'll give me a chance to do the kind of last 15% and kind of spend a bit more time fine-tuning everything. I'm going to have a build-up soon. Because I've been procrastinating doing this, it means I've been procrastinating doing my builds, basically. That's the reason. But, for example, a few mod devs that I like have made a few updates for their mods, and I want to then try them. That'll be on PS4. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if there are any errors, bugs, or anything like that. I'm quite pleased with it so far, and it will be finished soonish. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.